What do we need to really take advantage of the new cloud computing adoption?
Well, we need, number one, we need awareness of what cloud computing is,
Yes.
how it works, and how it benefits you. Number two, we need incredible bandwidth and
Okay.
communications connectivity and network
Is
infrastructure.
Thailand ready for it?
I think, I tell you what, Thailand is getting ready in a very rapid way. What I've learned today in the market about your network and your connectivity and what's coming out, I know that I met earlier with True,
Yes.
and True's got a 3G network coming out very
Yes.
rapidly. So, you know, there's a lot happening in the market as it relates to building that network capacity.
But
So
not now though.
It's happening very rapidly.
What do we need to do? What more do we need to do to really get the full advantage of?
We need to continue to get more and more broadband subscribers. That's a very useful aspect. And you have millions of broadband subscribers here. But as that penetration continues to evolve, and it's growing,
Yes.
that will only help facilitate more and more of the cloud-based services.
Do you have any customers now in Thailand?
Yes, we do.
You
We absolutely do. And we've got some of our very best customers here.
But what more do we have to do in Thailand to really, be upfront with the cloud computing?
I think one of the things that we've got to do is we've got to explain to businesses that there's two benefits of cloud computing. The first is on the order of magnitude around the fact that if you look at a typical business, their infrastructure is only used from 15 to 25% of the time.
Yeah.
The rest of the time it sits idle. Now there's peak times during their business cycle that they build out their infrastructure for 365 days a year at the peak levels. The reality is they may or may not ever get to that peak. So they have all this white space or unused assets.
Ah, yes.
The beauty of
But they don't know. Or maybe they know, but they don't know what to do with it.
That's correct. And the beauty of cloud computing is they don't have to build out so much, that they can actually re-engineer their applications for what their current baseline is, and then tap into the cloud and only get charged for what you utilize. It's a very, very efficient way for businesses to increase their computing power because they only get paid for what they utilize. And so the first one is around educating them on the amount of money and savings they can see in the infrastructure side. It's significant. The second part of the cloud that's very powerful is around the productivity aspect.
Yes.
If you take the convergence of voice and video and data and how all those things are coming together into a massive new collaboration platform and unified communications with video and all the different things, there's incredible rich cloud services that we put around that really enhance individual knowledge worker productivity. So you not only have infrastructure productivity, you've got knowledge worker productivity that can be gained by putting in cloud services. And it's being able to position our customers and educate our customers around the power of the cloud is multidimensional.
Yes.
And it's one of epic proportions.
Up to now, what industry is making the best use of it? In America first.
Well,
worldwide.
we have seen of the Fortune, let's say the Fortune 100 global companies, we've already seen 50% of them implement cloud services across a lot of different industries. Coca-Cola, McDonald's, very internationally global brands have picked up on the cloud services aspect and have implemented various pieces of it and accelerating the adoption of it.
Government's role in this? What can the government do, or is government the obstacle or promoter?
Well, the best thing we can do...
Regulations, I mean.
Right. The best thing we can do is make sure that governments have a clear understanding of what they want and what they require from a regulation standpoint. There's different regulations perhaps, within the U.S. that are different than in Europe, that are different in the various countries in Asia. So it's really understanding from the government's perspective, what are the government regulations going to be, and are they feasible to be able to achieve and deliver a great cloud service. And I would say that's a maturing process that we're working with the various governmental agencies around the world to try to make sure that they understand and are looking at the full picture as they make those decisions.
But laws and regulations may not be able to catch up with this technological advance because they don't know what cloud computing is. So the laws and regulations in each country will be different. In Thailand, for example, I'm sure our laws do not mention cloud computing.
Probably true, but I will say this. The government regulations around the world are adopting standards fairly quickly.
Really?
Yes, they are. There's a whole lot of work being done in this area.
So what would be the main obstacle for you trying to promote the use of cloud computing?
Well, it's understanding the data sovereignty. It's understanding the privacy requirements by country. It's understanding the network requirements.
Yeah.
Those three things would be the main things that we would focus on.
Privacy is the main concern, I think, for a lot of people.
Data
Because
sovereignty.
we don't know where it is, and the
Data
information
sovereignty,
about
privacy, and network connectivity.
How do you solve the privacy concern?
Well, it's the same way that you would solve it for any form of data transfer that you may do. So we've solved data privacy issues because we transfer a lot of data from one place to the next.
Yes.
Within that, you have to understand the rules and regulations of what they want to have transferred and what they want to reside locally.
And there's enough protection built in.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because I've heard people expressing concern about this. That's the first question, is because we don't know where it is. We don't know where our information is going and how it is being managed. So how do we know that our private information doesn't get hacked and get stolen?
Well, there's multiple levels of the cloud that you can implement. You can have a dedicated cloud.
Yes.
You can, we also, the other thing about cloud computing that I think is important for you to note is we'll help you implement a private cloud.
Okay.
If you want to do your own private cloud, Microsoft is willing to sit down, get our partners with you, work together to create a great private cloud story so that you have the ability to have total physical control. We have dedicated cloud, we have multi-tenancy cloud. So it's all relative to the nature of what the customer really wants to design and build in. And certainly Microsoft is willing to partner with our customers and make sure that we give them the cloud on their terms, not our terms, their terms.
In this video, I'm going to show you how to break the bondage of being forced to use only a single computer by teaching you the basics of cloud computing and how to use all of your programs online. The cloud is a metaphor for describing the internet. Cloud computing is a means of using the internet for your computing needs. For instance, a few days ago I showed you several applications that you could use through your browser without having to download or install anything. These are basic cloud computing apps, but what I'm going to show you in this video are full cloud computing operating systems. The first one is called Cloudo, found at beta.cloudo.com, and it's free to sign up, so you can just get a username and password and then log in, and you'll see something that looks like this. It looks like a regular computer desktop, and it has a My Documents folder where you can right-click, select New, and upload files from your computer to this online operating system, where you can then access it from any computer that has an internet connection. The cool thing about Cloudo is that it's good for programmers or developers because it has a programming environment where you can write your own applications for use in the Cloudo environment. The next operating system is found at oos.cc, and it's called iCube, and this one very closely resembles Windows. Once you log in, you'll see different applications that you can start on your desktop, and just like Cloudo, if you go to the file manager, you can right click and select Upload to upload pictures, music, or videos directly from your computer to this operating system. And if you like Windows, then you'll like this one because it's very close. It has a programs menu and it looks a lot like regular Windows. And it even has under games a Mario game along with many others. So that's pretty cool. The next online operating system is called iOS, and this is my favorite one because it's got so many different applications that you can use and so many different ways to access it. It's got like a spreadsheet, for instance, and a word processing program. Out of the 3 operating systems that I've mentioned, this is the one with the most different versatile applications that you can use within it. You can see all the applications here. And it also gives you the opportunity to upload files as well. But not only that, you can also download an iOS program that you can install on your own computer and use it as a server, so you can access your computer and your own files from anywhere, as long as you have this installed and you have it running. And you'll also notice that it has a web browser within it, and you might find that kind of odd since this runs within a web browser, but this creates a good opportunity to use a proxy. You can use it as a proxy and access it from anywhere. And another cool thing about iOS is if you go to ios.mobi, you can access all of your files from your mobile phone, and also browse and upload files that are located on your mobile phone. Alright, well that's it for this tutorial. For more, go to tinkernut.com.